Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 80 here on season number 2. And today we are getting into, is Micron a good stock? These videos are meant for educational purposes only and not meant to be taken as financial advice. You are responsible for your assets and to protect them, so always do your own research. This suggestion came from actually like 4 or 5 other people, and that's why it kind of got fast-tracked into the video this week. And I do actually apologize. These videos are supposed to come out on Sunday, but I did pre-record a few videos and got ahead of myself and had a few other videos that needed to get released before this one. So I apologize for that, and this coming week I will try to do my best to make sure that that happens. The next time this video comes out, it should be on Easter Sunday. So specifically, we're looking at Micron. Is it a good stock? Is it cheap? And then also, is it a undervalued company? So it might be a good stock, but it might not be the cheapest stock or a undervalued stock. And so I might not be looking at buying into Micron. That's to say that it could also not be the case. However, if you're like sitting around and you're like, okay, well, I enjoy these value analysis, maybe there's a company that I could suggest. Yes, you can. Please let me know in the comments any companies that you would like me to take a look at, and I will try my best to get those rolling out here shortly. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at the screen on Micron. So the ticker for Micron is MU. It's also known as Micron Technology or something like that. The product or service, I feel like I understand them, but not all too much. It's just probably because I'm limited with the technology and what makes the computer run. Not so much like how the business structure is. I understand that, but more specifically like the products and services and that kind of stuff that they offer. However, I said yes, I understand them, so that way I could move forward to the next one. But their products and services, they offer products mostly, which is like DRAM, which is the RAM that goes in your computer that makes it run faster. They also offer SSDs, which are solid state hard drives. Those are pretty good. And then also I believe that they do offer some kind of cloud computing, cloud storage system as well. And they also offer a few other services, but that's pretty much, from my understanding, what they offer is DRAM, SSDs, and other type of computer component. Their customer is mostly going to be businesses, and this was based upon the 20% of their sales. They weren't really specific on whether most of their sales come from customers or if it comes from businesses only or where it comes from, but I just took from what I understand and said that they do business. Their industry is IT, technology, obviously. The form of their company is a corporation. As far as where most of their sales go to, actually like 10 billion or more sales go to China, and then next behind that is the United States, following like 2 billion or something like that, and then Taiwan, Asian Pacific. Taiwan and the United States are almost exactly the same as far as sales, and then Asian Pacific, it drops down to about 1 million or 1 billion, and then Europe, Japan, same thing. The status of their company is they're an industry leader in innovative memory and storage solutions. They basically are a semiconductor company. So is it good? Is it good in the past? And I said no, and I'll explain that why. So these are the numbers that you need to calculate, ROIC and all these kind of return on capital employed, free cash flow, and capital employed, and all kind of stuff. So these numbers don't really mean a whole lot except for helping you calculate these percentages out. And my problem with that is that this company, it does like really good one year. So like it does 16% on return on capital employed, and then next year it does like 1%, and then 23%, and then we'll see what 2008 holds or 2018 holds, because it probably will be like maybe 1% again or something. I don't know. It's just weird that seems like this is a pattern that goes on between them. And same with return on capital employed, they do really well, it looks like. And then this year was kind of crappy for free cash flow, return on capital employed. I don't know what happened there, but I'd like to see these numbers at least at 15 across the board, or an average of 15. And it looks like we're not going to hit that because these two numbers really brought it down to probably about 12%. It's not necessarily that it's not a good company that will get like decent returns. It's just saying that I would like a company to have 15% return on capital employed, so that way I know that in the past few years it's beating the S&P 500. And then free cash flow, these numbers right here are like crazy weird. That's because there's just been some crazy jumps between these numbers right over here, and I don't understand that a whole lot on why the numbers are jumping around so hard, but it makes sense when you look at the numbers over here compared to over there, as far as like growth in operating income and that kind of stuff. Like from 2016 to 2017, they went 3,000% growth in operating income, which is like crazy for a fully diluted share. I don't really like, just crazy that like companies' numbers can be almost go from negative and then to positive. It's just, I don't know, really weird, and that's really concerning to me. Besides the fact that they've not been good in the past, I mean, they've done decent numbers in the past, but they're not, something that I'm looking for as far as growth in the past. And then also, is their customer base broad and unlikely to consolidate? So I don't think that their customer base is broad. Actually, 20% of their sales come from Kingston Corp, and then also from Intel as well. That would be about 20% of their sales. Actually, Kingston Tech Corp, I think, makes up 11% of their sales, and then Intel has made up 9% of their sales this year, but in years past it was like 12 to 17%. So obviously I don't think that their customer base is exactly the broadest, because really the companies that are going to be buying them are going to be computer companies for the most part anyways, or companies that are using a lot of technology. And so I didn't think that their customer base was that broad. As far as like doing more analysis on them, as far as like backward integration, bargaining powers of suppliers, threat of substitutes, and moat identification, all that kind of stuff, I figured it's not worth my time to do that. And so I left that alone for now. But as far as like, are they inexpensive, which is I think what people really want to see, let's be honest. Their market cap over free cash flow is 20. And I'd like to see that actually around like 10, actually even less than that. I think a 8 would be nice. That is, twice as much, a little bit more than twice over valued. Enterprise value over operating income is at 11. I'd like to see that at 7. So, definitely not as overvalued when you apply enterprise value, but still nonetheless. And then market cap over book value and market cap over tangible book value, I'd like to see at like a 3% as well. We will go ahead and leave it right there. Let's go ahead and dive into the question of the day, which is, what was the last time you were hopelessly lost? And for me, that was probably about 2 years ago. I was in Puerto Rico, and I was driving from one side of the island, the north side of the island, down to the south side of the island, and I took the back roads, and the cell phone service lost. And at some point I was like, I don't even know if I'm going on the same road. Went down this dead end, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is just terrible. And I like really had like an anxiety attack, and I was like, it's all right, I'm just gonna back up. And I must have made a wrong turn, even though I don't got cell service here, no GPS, and I'll eventually figure my way back out of this. But it was really actually pretty scary. Anyways, like I always say, if you have any question regarding Stash, Acorns, Robinhood, as well as general investing advice, business, Etsy coaching, post those questions down below. Don't forget to subscribe up here and check out Is Domino's Undervalued. Check out that video right here. And as always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.